out of stick welding, MIG welding, which is 2 processes, gas and no gas flux core, and the TIG process. If you only had to have one, which one would be the most flexible, economic, and the most easier process to get started and get it kicked off the ground? It will be the MIG process, MIG slash flux core. So if you only had to pick one of the processes, I would say flux core, because it costs less money to actually flux core weld when you're doing field welding processes or shop welding processes, and it also gives you the ability to duplicate without having to replace rods or having to take up so much time when it comes to TIGging. So when it comes to new technology, a lot of old welders don't like the flux core process. They say the flux core process is getting people out of their jobs because, it's kind of eliminating the stick process, which honestly, the stick process will never be completely eliminated because of the field welding of the stick, like with structural welding, pipe welding. It's always going to be a process, but when it comes to shop fabrication and welding, making products, the MIG process, the flux core process, to me is always going to win now because of how easy it is to train someone to do the MIG or the flux core. And I'm saying MIG and flux core because there's 4 processes, but really the MIG process has 2 processes in one, so you can use gas or without gas. So in my personal opinion, I would pick flux core. So if I can only have one type of welding to be able to make money and still kill several birds in one stone, it'll be the flux core position. Now, I enjoy doing everything. That's why I'm a combination of welder, but I had made my most money in flux core and stick welding. I made my most money. Now I had made my most money without headaches with flux core and stick welding. I'm like, a lot of my TIG jobs I did, it was a lot of factories and plants, and sometimes they have real strict guidelines. Sometimes there'd be a lot of people that you deal with on those job sites that's cause a lot of headaches. You know what I mean? That think they better than you, so to speak. So I had made my most money on stick welding and flux core welding, the MIG welding process, because I enjoy field welding and field fabrication too. So I would just think if I had to pick one, it would be that, only just because you can be able to do everything from that now. You can do shop fabrication, you can do field work. You know what I mean? You can still have a nice penetration. You still can have a good solid weld. You know what I mean? So, and that's just my personal opinion. I had a few people ask me about it. So, you know, I'm a combination of welder, so I enjoy everything. But truth be told, I would have to say the MIG welding process is going to take things to a bigger level because now they even have the MIG welding process where you can do pipe now, the post, and it's actually make it very easy for people to weld pipe and to get people trained to do pipe welding without having them to be real skilled at that process. So, you know, I think that they're changing things and making it easier to do certain things, but it also, like they say, eliminating certain jobs. But the way I look at it, I always say product over talent. Once you get your product, your talent up where you good at it and you got your bag up, I think that's when you start producing your own products and you start coming up with different ideas to expand what you do. But doing the MIG slash flux core process, you can build a lot of products. You can do a lot of things when it comes to products over talent. So, if I only had to pick one, that would be, but I enjoy doing all of them. I enjoy sampling all. There's a lot of things you can do with aluminum. There's a lot of things you can do with stainless. So, I think like it depends on where you at, what location you in. Commercial jobs now are doing a lot of stainless that because it lasts longer, especially in places where it rains a lot. You know what I mean? Where they don't have to replace it as frequently. You know what I mean? So, in my personal opinion, I would say the MIG slash flux core process would be the one that's most flexible because it's more economical. It's easier. Um, doesn't cost a lot. Easier to teach someone to do this process too, to train someone. So, and you can get further on a bigger spool of wire than you can having big things of rods. You steady, stopping, burning, sticking, when you can just hit that trigger and go. You know what I mean? So, I think that process right there is important to keep in mind, because things are getting more space age, family. Like, technology is advancing, and I think we most definitely should take advantage of it. I think we should utilize everything that's on the table, when it comes to all of the processes of welding. So just wanted to check in for a second, kind of give you my point of view on that. Hope everybody having a good day. Keep getting your hog on. Black Feniks.